Hey guys, welcome back to more Let's Play Rogue Galaxy. Last time, we pretty much finished off all of our exploration of the town of Mina, which I... Thanks, computer, that's very helpful. Which I just now, or recently, realized that I've been saying wrong the entire time, since I think the only time it's ever mentioned in a cutscene, or like with voice acting, is when Kisala says it as one of her active chat lines. Kind of weird, but okay. Anyway, we got ourselves that star key, and this is one of the few remaining chests that we have not opened yet, so I figured I would go and pick that up. We have access to the Ancient Scroll number 2. We can give that to Jaster here, if I can figure out where it is, because I'm blind as a bat. Burning Strike level 2. There we go. And that basically allows us to go from 5 attacks to 7 attacks. And I believe this one is 9 attacks. By the time we get this one, I basically got to the point where I almost never use it. And since I've almost never used it in this Let's Play, that would tell you about how much I find value in it. Though I have been considering one use of it in an upcoming boss fight, so we'll see how that goes. Now, I don't know about you guys, but either my brain just feels really disoriented today, or something looks different about like the frame rate of the footage. I was running around before I started recording and I was almost disoriented. Like, it was really weird. I haven't had that kind of a feeling looking at a video game in a long time. I'm not sure why that happened. Kind of weird. Also, I got a new microphone stand, which shouldn't have any effect on how it sounds, except for some reason the final knuckle does not have 360-degree rotation, so there's no way I can get the microphone to stand directly up and down to make sure that the balance is right side to side. For headphone listeners, if you've noticed anything different in this episode about where my audio is from headphone to headphone, let me know. I think I've done kind of the best that I can with it, but yeah. Kind of weird how an arm would not have final, like, full rotation at the last knuckle. That just seems really weird to me. You're worried about them. Well, we've kind of been made because we keep getting in their shit, so... Anyway. Oh, right, yeah, I should probably be more focused on doing what exactly I'm supposed to be doing, especially with the captain, who I guess went back to bed or whatever he's doing. But no, we're instead of doing what we're supposed to be doing, why am I going here? I am stupid. I am going to go to the ship. And the ship allows us to go to any of the places we've visited before. Now, the Rose Nebula is basically where we went on the roof and fought a boss fight, and has almost no other purpose. There is exactly one other thing we do here in the entire game. I don't know why it's an option. I think they should have cut it, but it's there. Anyway, first things first, let's head back to Zerard. And as soon as you go to leave the planet, start triangle, skip the repeated cutscenes because we see those establishing shots more times than we need to. And because we managed to unlock all the teleporters that we've found over the course of the game so far, we can now just warp around the city without having to walk through it. This is kind of the point in the game where I am talking to some repeat people in terms of the NPCs, but not a lot of them. Because a lot of them just say very similar things. Space pirates loose in town. Leave me alone. I already got arrested once. I don't want to get arrested again. Alright, let's run faster than that. Get ourselves in here. I believe this was the weapon shop, if I remember correctly. And the first thing we need to purchase, in fact, I think one of the few, or the only weapon, is the Wild Boots. We're going to pick up a pair of these for Kisala here. There are other weapons and other items available at this point, since we're now in a new chapter. And I am going to go and I'm going to check out pretty much all the shops. I will be doing a boatload of it off screen. This time I'm actually recording while checking the shop, so I will at least be able to show you footage of the things that I bought. Let's see here. Now would probably be a good time, since we're starting to accumulate some more money, to pick up some of this stuff. We're going to need it for the factory, and the factory, most of which gets done in Chapter 8. So I would like to pick up some of it. It's not the highest priority, but grab it if you have the extra money. Same with the Isarium. As far as the amount that we're going to need on both of those items, we need 16 of these and 23 of these. In my test run, I did not have quite enough of these ones. It's one of the items I've been kind of pushing off because we just didn't have the money to afford it, and it was a lower priority than most of the other things, which we'll also be using in the flow. Most of the other things, we got more than enough of those, probably enough of those. Enough. Yeah, I don't need a lot of that kind of stuff. Anyway, time to jump from place to place. But before we do all of our shopping, sadly, we must make the ultimate sacrifice. We have to talk to Mio. Once you've hit Chapter 6, you can talk to Mio. Not the smartest thing. You can obtain a hunter's license, and you can check your completion percentages. Let's take a look. I know I haven't completed anything. We've just started the game, basically. The Hunter's Rankings is basically your rank in terms of 1 to 100 on the ranked chart of hunters. In order to get up to 100% on this, we need to hit rank number 1. Rare items is a strange class of unique items that you can obtain in the game. I believe there are 9 of these, if I remember correctly. Something like that, anyway. And in order to do these, we just need to collect them. There's usually some requirements involved in doing so. I will go over them. I believe it's in Chapter 8. Most things get done in Chapter 8. It's a massive chapter. Quarries is basically killing all of the hunts in the game. We will be doing this. The Hunting Record. This is collecting the required amount of each and every single enemy in the entire game. I will not be doing this. This includes like 70-some, 80-some, whatever it is, enemies in the bonus dungeon after we've already finished the game. I just can't be bothered. The rewards for getting this, I think, are 1 costume and 1 already outdated by this point, since we've done absolutely everything by the time we can get it. An outdated, I think it's a sub-weapon for Kisala. And I think it's just like something that changes her costume slightly to match the costume that we get. I think it's like they're like shoes that have a different look to them to go with whatever we got. It might be beachwear. I don't remember. I'm not getting it. I didn't get it my test run. It takes way too long. It would basically just balloon the amount of time I would spend on this by like probably 10, 15, maybe 20 hours. And it's not worth it. Insectron. This is, I believe, just getting up to the maximum ranking, and we will indeed be doing this. I will be showing this all off. It's tedious, but it is definitely doable, and I will show you ways of making it much easier. The flow involves getting every single node on every person's revelation flow. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get this. That's why we've gone out of our way to do some of the grinding that I've done, get some of these extra items so that we can use them. You'll notice how I've gotten a whole bunch of them, but haven't really used them all. That's because a lot of them show up later on in the flow, and I just want to have them on hand so that I can do them then, instead of going, okay, we've gotten to this point, and now I have to go grind, and then doing that every 5 minutes. The frog log, as we can see, we've already got 76%. We have to analyze, I believe it's 100, and combine 50 or something like that. Basically, we're going to have this done long before the end of the game, so that's fine. And the factory, there are 37? There are a certain number of these, which we will complete, and we will do all of these. So anyway, that's kind of your in-game, built-in completion percentage kind of deal. So we will be working on these over the course of the game. The Hunter's License. You don't have one left. Let's see how many hunter's coins you have. We have 65. With 20, you can get a silver license. This is the only in-game purpose of the hunter's coins. You trade 20 of them for a silver license. And then we talk to her again. And we trade in 40 coins for a gold license. This is why I recommend coming here first, as opposed to going and doing all of your shopping first. I should have done this before the first shop, but I have memory problems in that I don't remember to do things in the right order. It doesn't really give you a lot of special perks, but it does give you some. In order to get the last one, I might as well show this right now. We have 5 coins. With 60, we can get a platinum license. You will have recalled that we've had access to the items in a couple of shops, specifically on this planet, that we could not get because we did not have enough coins. Or because we did not have a platinum license, because we did not have enough coins. Pick up that while we're at it. Have you unlocked new things yet? I don't remember. You have nothing. Okay. All right. The silver and the gold license give you a discount in shops, and that is, I believe, entirely all that they give you. And the silver one, I believe, is 10%, and the gold one is 20%, if I remember correctly, which is why we should be doing them now. So let's go and take a look here. All right, yeah, it overwrites the silver when you get the gold. I should have organized my items in between episodes, but I did not because that was like a week and a half ago because I didn't get a chance to record. Okay, so yeah, we get a 20% discount in shops. Just basically always have that on you whenever you do anything shopping related. There's never a reason to put that anywhere. Strength stars. Basically, I'll go and show you a lot of the items that I bought off screen the previous time I was here. We got the strength stars. I have enough of those. I don't need anything else. We have more Revla alloy. Any chance you can buy it, buy it. We got here vintage wear. I am going to hold off on buying this until the very end in case I don't have enough money for it. This is a new costume for Jupus. We haven't even seen his original costume outside of cutscenes. So I'm going to let him play out in his original costume for a little bit of time before I buy this, or equip it at least. Let's see, I think we're... like, those are infinite, so I can buy them whenever. Don't need these for the flow, so I'm not worried about that. Anyway, so we got all the items we need there. Let's take a little detour over to the east side. And while we're on the east side, let's actually go to the Starship Factory and go to the entrance, because there is an item that we can pick up here. This side? My memory is bad. Was it this side or was it the other side? It was the other side. Oh, well. There was another building we went into where it was on the right side, or on the left side there. All right, so we got a captain's sock. Thank you very much. Now let's take a look at those shops. Anything more valuable? That's the weapon shop. We don't need anything there. And this is the item shop. I find I don't use this one very often. I never know if they have anything of value in here. Elixirs, if you want to buy them, they're there. Energy chargers, I think we're already good on those. Carbon alloy. Pick those up. Pick up the Zeranium. And I think that's pretty much it for there. Now we can head over to buy some of the things I actually had on my list, because half of this stuff so far I don't even have on my list. The problem with making a shopping list for this game is never knowing where you got your rare drops along the way and what amount that you will actually need. Okay, let's grab some more of the newts. We're probably pretty close to good on those. If you don't have the money, don't worry about it. Same with the electric eels. We're pretty close to having all that we're going to need. Diamonds, we're pretty close on those as well. Again, if you don't have the money, don't worry about it. We're pretty good on rubies. I think we're pretty good on the lapis as well. Firestone you can pick up. The dark onyx you can pick up. And what else? Mostly good on those. You can pick up more of these if you want, but they're unlimited now, so I wouldn't worry about it. Same with the coffee beans. I wouldn't worry about it. We don't really need them. Same with the peppers. Primeval beef. These are new. They're finally available here, and there's a few uses on the flow with them right now. By Chapter 8, they're unlimited, so don't worry about it. But pick up these 3 now, just so that you have use on the flow. Pirate's Grog, we don't need any more of those. But those are basically the things I would have picked up on my previous trips here. The one that I did off screen is just picked up more diamonds, more rubies, whatever I needed based on the amount that I have. And that's kind of where it becomes difficult to show what I'm picking up and what you should pick up, because your rare drops might differ from mine. All right, what else do we have to do on this planet while we're here? Let's go to the spaceport. All right, we are in the spaceport. Where is the treasure chest that is still not opened? There is one of them. I remember there being one of them. I don't remember which side of where it was on. Was it in here? It might be in here. There it is. All right, and that one gives us firestones, which is good because I think we need like 9, 11, something like that of those over the course of the game. I think those are all for the factory, but we might as well make the effort to pick them up. As I've said before, nothing is all that mandatory. If you've done all of the work that I've suggested with Jaster in terms of his weapon, you basically don't need to worry that much about anyone else if I'm being entirely honest about it. Let's go back to Jerica now. And again, skip the repeat cutscenes. I'll go back and grab the armor for Jupus, probably later. All right, there are a bunch of repeat shops on this planet as well, so I will go and check them all and show you if there's anything I think that is worth buying. If not, we will cut to me actually unlocking the star key locked chests and grabbing the items that we can get out of those. All right, nothing really worth purchasing on this planet, so let's head back to Shiro's house and just warp to the location that is labeled near Shiro's house. And I still can't get up there, huh? Oh, there we go. I can get up there. Use the star key, we get a military grade battery from there. And someone had mentioned in comments that I missed a chest around here. All right, we're back over at Shiro's house. There wasn't anything that I could find in... No, you're not gonna let me up there. It's so weird how sometimes the game just does... Get out of my way. Stop staying in front of the ladder. Can I... Video game, let me up the fucking ladder! You make me go the absolute slowest way possible, and then you put my party members in front of it, so I can't even get up the damn thing. Here, we get a Wanderer's Coat, which is a new costume for Zegram. Guess we might as well give the traitorous bastard his new coat. We won't find out what it looks like on him for a little bit, but that's all right. I don't think they were talking about there being a chest behind this house, because I don't think we can get behind this house. Nope, we can't. All right, so those are the only chests that we needed the star key for. However, speaking of star, the altar to the star god, that was an area we never got to explore because as soon as we were done with the boss fight, it jumped a cutscene and we were forced off planet. So let's go over here and take a wee look and see what's going on here. Important place where we pray for good hunting and a rain dance. All right. We have a magic lipstick, which I will absolutely take. I don't think there's anything up here we can do anything with anymore. Nope. All right, there's the other treasure chest. And this one contains antidotes for some reason. I don't know why the game's giving me so many antidotes right now, but it is. I wasn't planning on fighting a battle, but that's all right. They can fall down. All right, I think that's all for this planet. There's not really a whole lot to do on Jiraika at the moment, but it is worth the trip off planet to pick up a few of the treasure chests now. Not that a lot of them on Jiraika particularly all that useful. Now this one I will let you see because, well, we haven't arrived at the planet of Rosa yet. At least not on the airship like that. So yeah, it's not a long cutscene, but it is indeed there. All right, where am I going on Rosa here? Let's go near the church to start with. Now, if I remember correctly, I believe this is actually inside the church, and it was a chest that wasn't there before. That's up to you. I kind of like my chicken, thanks. You can always come back here. Okay, it wasn't in here. Oh, I remember now. It was in that the dead end over here where I did all that battling. Well, it wasn't all that much battling, but it was a little bit of battling. Let's go over here and pick it up. Statue dogs. See, if you wanted to come back here now would be the time to pick up any enemy combinations that you haven't already hunted. Star key, we get alloy hammer fists. Speaking of which, what does my battle recorder show for this area? All right, sand tortoise, cactus, and that's it. I might stick around and play around with that. We'll see. All right, I don't remember which house is which. There's one. There's the earth key. Get the Medusa locks. And what else did we have to pick up while we were here? Oh, the other one's at the spaceport. Well, I'll take killing some cactuses, why not? Hey, look what I found in one of the shops. 2 more pieces of Revela alloy. I'll take them. I can buy those unlimited whenever I need, so I won't worry about that. Just so you know where I am, this is the residential district. There's the spaceport. Over here is the church. I was like, where's the church again? But no, yeah, it's just the shop here. There's only 2 of them. It's not a huge boost or anything like that, but you might as well pick them up whenever you can because, like I said, we are going to need a lot of them. And if you make your way to the spaceport, you'll notice that now that we have our license, we can actually park properly in the game's port. And while we're here, we can run over here, and I believe this was the building I was thinking of where the treasure chests were on the side. So let's use the earth key and open that up for some myriad branches. And that's pretty much all we have to do outside of Verdant. So now we can head back and we can go through what's left of the city of Mina which is basically just going from Mina to the whatever it is, the mines that we're actually going into. And that's a whole nother dungeon. So if you thought we were, you know, gonna take a nice little break and do some story, we went from dungeon in town to another dungeon, and the only thing to break it up was backtracking through a bunch of places that we've already been. Sorry, it's the game. There's nothing I can do about it. But yeah, that's pretty much all for this one. I will probably try and fight a few battles around this area to pick up the monsters that I have missed, just because at this point the experience of 1 and 2 experience per is going to do nothing for my levels. But it will help fill out a little bit of Digo's equipment here, because he has, well, a couple more weapons to work on, and I will probably set up some combinations for him by the start of the next episode, even if we've only, you know, done like, you know, 5 or 6 battles here, just enough to collect those the sand tortoises and the cactuses. I already found a few as I was running around. Why am I down here? So yeah, 14 of those, 7 of those. Probably won't take me more than 10 minutes. Next time we are going to finish up Mina and move on into the mines themselves. That's all for this one, and I'll see you guys next time.